I would say that you partnered with some global wellness leaders in US.
Yes.
Your inspiration is about wellness and longevity. So if we talk about anti-aging, so your recent field of shaping anti-aging has been there. Could you please shed some light on that and let us know what is...
So I think anti-aging and longevity is both same,
Right.
Natural human life, if you have no disease, if you live well, you live a healthy life, is 125.
Yes.
That is a normal human life.
Okay.
Normally, people start dying slow till 78. But it's not about living. It's living healthy but fit. People say, I'm okay, but he's not okay because he's not having that energy which he should have to live a proper life. So to live with the proper energy and all that, a lot of innovation is taken. So these particular two things which I'm doing. One is I have a center in Rishikesh where we do yoga, Ayurveda, natural medicines.
That's the time, I think, when the outreach and the leadership both come together, and that's the outcome of eventually
As I said,
the big case in Supreme Court.
the nation cannot be number two. Number two has no value.
That's true.
The US is number one today. I'm talking economically, militarily. China is number two, but China has no value. If India has to be spiritually number one, they have to be also powerful nation, both economically, militarily, and spiritually.
Correct.
And that will happen because India has that talent. We have those people, and we are in the space age, which I am seeing in future, which will also be an age where all the military will be from in the space market. I think India can lead the world.
Thank you so much, Mr. Modi, for being on the show today. It's a complete honor and a pleasure to host you. And while I was going through your profile and reading, I think you have amassed great values in terms of your business and in terms of, humanitarian grounds, also the work that you've done and you're known for. So what intrigues me is that coming from Modinagar and now a Singapore citizen, a billionaire. So what's this transition? What is your life and journey about? And if you could summarize for us.
So I was born in Modinagar, a town which was built by my father, and he set up all his factories there, and he lived like a king in that place because it was his town. But at a very young age, at 7, I was sent to a boarding school in Scindia School, Gwalior. But before I went to boarding, my mother engraved me in the philosophy of Hindus deeply. So I was taught Ramayana, Mahabharata, Gita at a very young age. But the thing which impacted me most was that the 4 ashrams, that is the first 25 years for education, the next 25 years you live a family life, Grastha ashram, and then next 25 Vanpras, where you go with the society, and the last was 75, which is sannyas.
Right.
So my mother told me very early, when you are going to Scindia, this is your first ashram. So take each ashram very seriously. So I went to Scindia. I was there for 8 years. After that, Scindia, I went to Banaras Hindu University. I did my IIT. I did my engineering. Then I went to USA. I went to California, Los Angeles, and there I did my MBA and also started my PhD. And then I came back. Virtually, I thought I've completed my study period and I'm ready for the business. So I started my business at 25. Initially, 1 year I was with my father, but soon I said I must be on my own. So I moved to build a city near Delhi, which is called Modipura, where I put a tire factory, which was the largest tire factory of the country. And I stayed there for 13 years to build the whole township, the factory. And then I got this opportunity to do a joint venture with Xerox, which was another landscape for me, because Xerox was the first time I brought into India. It was a new technology. Changed the whole office automation. So I brought not only Xerox, I brought the series of products, including computers, switching equipments, anything which required the offices to get automated. So I was part of the office revolution which took place. And that was the time when Rajiv Gandhi was also there. And he sort of propagated that India should start making their white collar workers more productive. So I was like a pioneer in that. And that gives me a lot of positioning, a lot of name. And Modi Xerox became flagship company in this field, which is there. After that, the India kept opening up and I had a chance to get in. I was the first person to start the mobile phone.
Yes.
So the first mobile service was on my phone, and that was a very successful venture. That was in 91. And then my life continued and I approached the age of 50. When I became 50 in 99, I realized what my mother told me, that I should now take up Vanprasth. So Vanprasth is basically moving out of your family by that time, I had 3 children who were already there, and they were all, educated, and they were all settling down. So I moved out of India, and I went to US. And my first trip was to 11 cities of your, United States. So I started going all over the world and socially start meeting the Indians in those countries or those cities. And they very much welcomed me. So wherever I went, I was part of the chief guest of whatever programs were there.
Yeah.
And that gave me a lot of understanding of how the Indians live outside and how successful they are and why they are so successful.
Right.
And that I became a Singapore citizen after 99. In 99, I became an NRI and then a Singapore citizen at 2012.
Yeah.
And I lived out till I was 75. Then 75, I decided to come back to India. And that's when the Shankaracharya approached me. And they said, we would like to give you a title of Rajarshi. So I said, what does it mean? Because I understood about Shankaracharya. And I said, there are 4 Shankaracharya.
Yeah.
So do you think the others will also endorse this? They said, yes, because we feel that you are a right person. You are 75. You have taken sannyas. By that time, I started living alone. So I decided to build my houses and live alone. And now I'm 77. And all 4 Shankaracharya endorsed this Rajarshi to me. Not only that, I got inducted to this philosophy of Advaita Vedanta, which was started by Shankaracharya, which is about non-duality. And this Kumbh Mela, I had built a Rajarshi palace in the Kumbh. And that was the time I really came in front of people as Rajarshi. And the 4 Shankaracharya, everybody told me, your job, because I keep asking what is my job as a Rajarshi. So they all said, look, India has a great dream that India will become a Vishnu sometime. And it seems nobody is working for it. Even we are not working. They talk of Hindu Rashtra, but you have to think beyond that to make Bharat Vishnu. So that is your task. So whatever is required for doing that, you make your roadmap. And that's where I made my roadmap. And now I'm in the process of making Bharat Vishnu. And I realized that the day the America accepts Bharat as Vishnu, the world will accept. And that's where I'm focused now.
It's amazing to know your perspective, your insights. In fact, you appear to be a very spiritual person and at the same time deeply rooted to your country. So what were the choices that you made to settle in Singapore for some time that you were there? And how did it influence your global outlook?
So Singapore is a very global city. It's a country with one city. And they propagated Lee Kuan Yew, who was the founder. He invited me to Singapore. And I found that in Singapore, people are taught to be a global citizen. So I started a forum in Singapore called Global Citizen Forum. So before leaving the Indian citizenship, I told Lee Kuan Yew, I'll become first global citizen and then become Singapore citizen. Because my philosophy was that if I'm a global citizen, I should live in the best city in the world. If I am an Indian citizen, I should live in the best city of India. So that's why I found Singapore as one of the best passport and the best city in the world. So that's where my global city journey started. And that has been going even now. And I realized the whole humanity is one. And this journey started right from when I went to Scindia school and met people from all over, all part of India in a boarding school. Then in BHU, I had Banaras is a very international place and it's very global place. Though it's very Hindu, but it's also global. The Buddhists are there. So it's a very global area. And then naturally US when I went. So I found there is no difference of people. So all people want to be successful in life.
Right.
And they want to be, whatever they do, they want to be successful. So irrespective of what religion they are, what nationality and what gender, especially the gender part, I was very impressed. And I felt that women will be the major change agents apart from technology in this new world. And I supported that.
Wonderful. I mean, it feels good to know that you also support women community. And let's just talk about your empire that you have built. So we would want to know that the smart group of companies that you found, which is Spice Global. So what is the vision behind all these brands and how did you?
I feel the business is to make money, right? And you can make money through various technologies and various brands. So I focus on building things and selling them. So I was never holding things. So I was always cash rich. So I built my Xerox, I sold it. I built my telecom, I sold it. I built my many things, I sold it. So when you build and sell, it gives you a real value. Because if you make my value so much, how do you know unless you sell it? So I created value which I could cash it. Okay. And my biggest cash was naturally telecom. because that the valuation of that went very high. Then I'm still bringing new technologies. And when I bring a technology, I don't bring it forever. So time spent maybe anywhere between 10 to 20 years. And the technology do get changed, which is there. So that's why I'm different than most of the industrialists.
Yes.
Or most of the business houses. I don't build for my next generation. I didn't do what my father did. He was in manufacturing. I moved into service and technology industries. I'm more a technopreneur than a businessman. So I made money by bringing new technology. Even now, I'm bringing new technology when I came to India. So that's my goal in life. People are sometimes hypocritic and they say, look, we do business for this, that. But if you want to charity, in my view, you should not use company's money. I don't believe in CSR. I will rather use my personal money to do my charity because CSR money belongs to the shareholder.
Right.
And then the government is also saying that.
Yes.
I normally don't work with the government. I don't take banks loans much.
Right.
I work on the equity which is there. I work with the shareholders. And so I'm not one of these industrialists who take big loans and do things. Because I do new technology, I get shareholders to back me up. So I work with the people who invest in me and my technology and my company. But when people invest in you, they also want exit. They want to cash out. Most of the funds and other things have a time gap of 5 to 15 years. So that's a different approach.
In fact, I wanted to ask you about this only, but you've rightly answered my question, which I will still put across. That did you face any challenges? I mean, building your empire here in India and then working from Singapore. So I'm sure you must have faced challenges, or was it smooth enough across borders? So
don't talk of challenges because
I'm sure
this country, the problem is in India is I was brought to India backed by the Prime Minister. So when I was in US, I got a foundation stone from Prime Minister in US. It was my invitation to come back. And I came back. But that foundation stone belonged to a particular state. I soon realized that that state is very bureaucratic. And I had to rethink my strategy that whether I go into that state or to many states. Then I realized let not be confined to one state because then I'm subject to that chief minister, that laws of that state, how it's managed. And the prime minister is all India. So then I decided to move out of that state and go in other states, which are more bureaucratically friendly.
Yes.
And which are more advanced in terms of development. So naturally, Delhi is one state which is very advanced. Bombay is another state which is very advanced. But these other states are also there. They are catching up. But there the culture is very political. So I rather went to cities than to states. And that's what I'm also trying to make my own city, smart city, industrial smart city, like my father.
Okay.
But then I want to create it as isolated from that state. That means in that city, there's no politics which takes involved. I don't want to mix business and politics. I don't want to take anything which I can't get legally. Everything legally. I don't believe in making friends with politicians and bureaucrats. Actually, I don't have any friends in politics and bureaucracy. I live my own life. My house, I never invite any of these people. And most of them are my friends for other reasons, because we have a similar cultural, talk or something, you want to enjoy together. That's different. Right. Also, I play games and all that.
Nothing relating work as such, but
because my main aim in life is to how to live beyond 100. So most of the people die early, and my sannyas is between 75 to 100. So if I die below 100, I have not lived my life. Because the period for which I'm living till 75 is just starting.
Right.
And your best period is till you die, right? So either you are alive or you are dead. There is nothing in between. Right. And the last stage is where you have already got rid of your family obligation. You have even got rid of your social obligation.
Right.
You have no, what you call, basic desire. I want to do this. What you want to do is something which you want to feel nice about.
Right.
And which make you live longer and peaceful. So that's what my life is at present.
Wonderful. So not only a visionary entrepreneur, but when I hear you, I feel your vision towards life is also larger, much larger than what normally people think of.
Well, this is the Hindu way actually. We always say that in Hindu there is a 4 Purusharth, Dharma, Artha, Kam, Moksha. The final thing is death. So in death, either you will get rebirth or you will get your moksha. Yeah. 99% people get rebirth because moksha is very difficult to get. So I think I'm preparing after 75 for my rebirth. And your rebirth depends upon what you do in this life. So whatever I have did till 75 was done for various other things, to
Right.
raise family, take care of family, to take care of society. But now it's my time. So my time is based on what I feel I should do. And that is slightly different than people want me to do.
Right.
So, but that's okay. I have my own. I don't need anything. I have my own money. I do my own time. I can create my own team and I can do my own show.
Absolutely. It's really good to hear your opinions, your views. Very refreshing, I would say. And now let's talk a little bit about Forbes. So back in 2013, yes, Forbes it had named you as 27th richest person in Singapore. So did that recognition change anything for you in business or personally?
No, Forbes has covered me many times. The first time they covered me as a family of 5 brothers. And they said the title was the collaborators, the family which works in collaboration globally.
Right.
And in which they had put all the 5 people,
Right.
5 brothers, wealth and all that and about them. When I went to Singapore, there's another coverage which is there, which was about the designation of 27, because there they see what is your wealth in Singapore.
Right.
I never gave my total wealth anywhere,
Okay.
because I work in various tax zones.
Right.
And they named me based on Singapore on 27. But Singapore is a small country.
Yes.
But
very progressive.
then, very progressive and very rich,
Right.
and which is there. But then I was also covered in Indonesia for my telecom and mobile telephony work, which is there. So I am not so much on my wealth. Once you are a billionaire, it doesn't matter really how much you can spend. So I think I achieved my billionaire status even before I went to Singapore.
I think I can't give that statement. It would be premature because I yet have to be there on that ladder to give that statement.
Well, if you want
but
to
hearing
be.
from you is
No, but you should first want to be a billionaire.
Of course.
Not many people want that.
No, I want that.
Because people have to focus on money then, right? And good money, not like money.
Absolutely.
So if you want to become billionaire, the easiest way is technology. If you bring technology first time, then suddenly your value goes up, because on the first day you are the number one.
Right.
Now again I'm bringing technologies which will be bringing more billion wealth there. But as I said, I'm a technopreneur. I'm not a industrialist that way.
Correct.
And I'm a global citizen. That's how I would define myself.
Wonderful.
2 words, billionaire and global citizen.
Phenomenal. Excellent to know that.
Yes.
That's true. Yes. I would say that you have termed yourself even better than what usually the businessmen do.
Well, I'm not a businessman.
Yeah.
At that, as I told you, I don't use company's money for anything.
Right.
It's all my personal money, even my expenses. A lot of business people put their everything in their company. I don't do that.
Right. So, now I want to know that since globally and you are more inclined towards spiritual and civilization leadership. Now that you bring your mission together to unify Hinduism and to unify Dharma, Hindu kings and queens, what would be the contribution like? And it's a very different thought. You don't really hear it in today's world. So how did you come to think about it, and how do you take it forward now from here?
So first thing is, who is Hindu? So a lot of people put different definition in Hindu to bring it, make it smaller. And I feel the Hindus, the people who lived in this side of the Sindhu, so who were on the east side of Sindhu, and there are many religions which came from here, which was divided, like Sikhism, Jainism, Buddhism, a lot of religions. They are all Hindus.
Right.
And Hindus together is the largest religion in the world.
Yes.
There are 1.7 billion Hindus, and Muslims could be somewhere around 1.5, and the Christian is even smaller, 1.23. So when you have the largest Hindu population, and Hindus have one thing different, which is not in any religion, not one, actually 3 things different.
Yes.
The first is the Hindus believe in the world is our family, Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam. So they don't talk of their country, India first, US first. They talk of global first.
Yeah.
The Hindus also believe that only visible God is the sun.
Yeah.
Everything which is created on earth is by sun.
Yes.
And we have not taken that into account, which is in our Hindu Vedas. So that's another thing which is universal. The third thing, which is controversial, is the Hindus believe in rebirth. So Buddhists also believe in rebirth. Sikhs also believe in rebirth. All Hindus category, whoever comes, they believe in rebirth. The other religions are not understanding what happens after death.
Right.
And they are confused. But Hindus are not confused. And they feel it's the cycle of birth and death. And that cycle depends on your karma. So in that, whatever you do this life will affect your next life.
Right.
And that's why this 75 to 100 year period is for you to take care of your next life.
Right.
Till 75, you're taking care of this life.
Yes.
after that, and society, everything.
Okay.
So I am in that stage that I'm working for my next life.
Right. So you believe in karma and you also believe in rebirth.
Yes.
That's what we understand from you.
Also, because I also remember part of my past. And my mother used to always tell me, you are born for doing something. And she named me like that, Bhupendra, the king of the earth. She said, you must do bigger things, not India, So how to bring the whole world together is what I am working at present.
And that's what you're best at doing. That's what we
Well,
see
that's
in
what
you.
I have been exposed to the whole world.
So I was also going through your biography, and it's very interesting to know that you have produced certain movies, out of which is Oh My God.
Yes.
So your inclination towards films, and how did you think of producing a film? And would we get to see you in future to produce more such films or serials?
So I My God was my first film, and that came to me because when I met Paresh Rawal, I realized he has made a movie, play, which was defining God as something which is for everybody as a friend. And that appealed me, that theme appealed me. But I had to modify it a little bit because I made it for all religions. So in all religions, they are what they call God-man. And these God-men try to tell people, we represent God. So it's a satire. It's a court case which is there. And it became very successful to deliver the message to people. You don't trust anybody. If you want to have God, go have a direct connection with God. You don't need an intermediate. To reach God. And that was the next thing I did was I made a serial on Buddha. So this was started with Z, but later on went to Netflix. And that was a super success. We had more than 600 million viewers, which was very successfully worldwide. And now I'm making Adi Shankaracharya. So we have already launched it. 3 days back, I was at the set of Adi Shankaracharya and I did a press conference there.
Oh, wonderful.
And again, to bring this philosophy of oneness. So whatever I do, it's all about relating that everybody is one. And we are all related to each other in terms of how we are created. And there is no God as something, as a human God. Any human God is imaginary. The only God which is, if the God you define as something who creates everything and destroys everything, is the sun. So you see, it's comparatively simpler. And that's why the youth can understand it. So today, the youth is very confused. I was also confused. But now I think I found my answer. So I am very clear in my mind. And I'm also seeing how to take this message forward for the Hindus. And so I realized that before when British ruled India, and before that the Muslims ruled India, India remains still Hindus. And the reason it was that it was protected by Hindu kings. Because there were about more than 500 kings at the time of India's independence. So I said it's not about Hindus' protection, it's the protection of the philosophy of oneness. Philosophy of that world is one family. And that can be protected if Hindus are protected. And that's why we came with the concept as a path to bring Hindu kings. But you don't need one or two. So we are looking to do nearly 500 Hindu kings and queens all over the world. The criteria is that first, they should be above 75. So they should be in sannyas, so that they have all committed their past. So it's not that they have not done social work, they have not done society work, they have not family responsibility. They got all of them done. And now they are at an age and they have the wealth also. It's not that the minimum wealth we are talking is minimum 100 million plus. They could be 1 billion, 2 billion, whatever it is. So they can use their wealth to preserve the values of world is one family. And this is not political.
Interesting.
Because that values can only be protected by people who don't have to ask money from others. Because even if you ask money from anybody, the money comes with a tax. It doesn't come free. They say there is no free lunch. But these people always give money. They don't have to take money from anybody. So that's why if they are king, they can spend their money for what they like. They are not spending other person's money. And we have already made 5 of them. And 3 of them are from US, 2 from India. One is a queen, which is a very famous lady from the royal family of who had the Padmanabhaswamy temple.
Just about to talk about that.
Yes, please, go ahead.
So, no, interesting. You haven't really left any stone unturned, and you probably touched all the beautiful aspects of life. And how further we can go on this is, I want to dwell more. Now, we'll talk about Princess Gauri. So, the richest temple of the world that we're talking about. Tell me, how how that has personally, that sacred side and the way you give your, you gave your accomplishments, you gave everything to protect that. How did that help them and made a difference in your life?
Princess Gauri is a very special lady.
Right.
So by chance, I met her.
Right.
I was out in Kerala for a business. Somebody invited me as a chief guest.
Right.
And there was a weekend, so I stayed on. And then I found who is the royal family there. So I met Princess Gauri. I invited her to my hotel and we started discussing. First thing which impressed about me is I have heard about the wealth and all that, as you have, all of us know, that she is a very, very humble woman. And she said that we are, as a family, are the slaves of this temple.
Yes.
And as a slave, we cannot even leave it. It's not our wish. We are not servants that we can quit. But this temple is being fought in Supreme Court.
Yes.
The Kerala government wanted it. The Indian government wanted it.
Yeah.
And they have been fighting for the Supreme Court.
Yeah.
So I told her, look, Princess, you are sitting in South, in Kerala. The Supreme Court is in Delhi. How will you fight it? You come for one day, go back one day. So let me help you out in fighting this case. And I will put office to fight this. So she said, I have a lawyer and all that. I said, that's okay, whatever lawyer you have. But all these courts have their own way of working.
Yes.
And this case is going for so many years. So you want to finish it or not? So she said, yeah, I want to finish it. I said, let me help you. She said, I don't mind, but I hope you're not looking something for that. I said, no, I don't need any of your money or anything. Yeah. So we set up our office here and God will help us. We won the case.
Yes.
When we won the case, everybody was surprised. And then, the person I had in my group who helped her, Preeti Malhotra, she and her blended together because they were working together. And when we were talking of this Hindu king and queen,
yes.
So I said she is the most deserving person in this India. So I was in Oslo at that time because we were giving award in Nobel Prize, the Nobel Hall.
Yeah.
So we contacted her and she said, yeah, I'll be very glad to become the Hindu princess if this is coming from, from me and it's coming to Oslo and there's no attachment of any kind, right?
Yes.
So that's why we gave this award to him through video from Nobel Hall. And she gave a very good speech, which is, when you receive the award.
Yeah.
So I'm very, these are the type of people whom you need to connect, who are not selfish.
Right.
In the world today, to find people who are not selfish,
it's very difficult.
Not difficult, it's like impossible.
That's
so everybody has selfish. But I think there is an age and there are status where people does not have to be selfish. He has no desire. He has no desire to become any post. I never accept any honor by any government. Not in India. In Singapore I did, but that is different because that was not political.
Right.
But India and other places, most of the awards and everything is political.
Right.
And I don't believe in that.
Right. I'm sure your unmatched and unparalleled support given to the royal family towards this case that was going in the Supreme Court, and they must be really thankful to you because they were really tied up to that temple, just as you said, spiritually and morally. The connection that you've got back to the family must have been very special to them.
No, it's not about them. It's about the country.
Yeah.
So I went too deep into that how this whole treasure came.
Right.
I went to study it. I put a team to study it.
Yes.
I, in fact, now planning to make a movie on it.
Okay.
Because there's a big surprise to people. One is how the treasure came.
Very well.
The second is why this treasure was not taken away.
Yes.
And third is that what is the future of this treasure.
Right.
So now it cannot be always sit in the vault. The reason is they are fearful.
Right.
If they take it out, somebody will, take it away.
Yes.
Or something will happen.
Yeah.
So I want to find the answer.
Yeah.
I cannot find the answer in real life, but I can find the answer in the film. And once in the film I show to the royal family, I hope they will agree to my answer.
I'm sure they will, of course.
So that way I talked to her and she said, okay, you make the film.
Right.
I have her interviews.
Yeah.
She gave me some, because I had to interview her to take her acceptance to make the film and all that.
Right.
And she had did that. I have all that data with me already. So after Adi Shankaracharya, which is all from Kerala, and she is from Kerala, and I understand you are from Kerala. So I think that's where the Kerala has got something in it which is going to lead the world. And I feel that I'm looking forward to make a movie on that.
Wonderful. I'm sure they must be applauding it. The personal and the spiritual bond, and of course your unmatched help to them is definitely applaudable.
It was not a help to them.
Yeah.
It was help to us and from India.
Right.
In the world,
But it has somehow built a connection wherein now you want to dwell in making a
Yeah,
movie and you
we
get
had a
your answers
confidence
to it.
level.
Yeah.
So they trust me.
Yes.
And I trust them.
Yes,
So the
which is
trust
very
level
rare
has
to
come
get
up,
that,
which
yeah.
is
And now-
difficult for these royal families.
Right.
Because most of the people want to use them.
Right.
So now they trust me, I trust them. But more than that, I feel that if you compare the world again,
Right.
because I want to see how Hindus are positioned in the world.
Yeah.
So the Vatican, if you say, what is the wealth of Vatican? So that may be around 600 billion.
Right.
The Makkah is around 400, 500 million. This one temple is more than a trillion.
Yeah. No wonder.
So,
World's richest temple, I would say.
So why is India's poor?
Right.
The Hindus are being seen as poor people. Why? Because we have never exposed our wealth. Because we are afraid that if we expose the wealth, these people will loot it. You know, they will take it away. That's what they have been doing for thousands of years. So the Hindus have not in a position, because this wealth is private, it's not government wealth.
Yeah.
And I'm trying to put that confidence in. He will put the security system, everything, so that nothing can happen. Because this wealth, in fact, was ornaments of the gods,
Right.
which was supposed to be on the deities.
Yeah.
But because of the fear, it's not put there.
Right.
So I think the time will come that fear will go away and we lead the world.
Right. Of
When
course.
we lead the world, we don't fear anybody.
Right. Right.
So that is the period I'm looking for.
That's the time, I think, when the outreach and the leadership both come together, and that's the outcome of eventually
You know, as I said,
the big case in Supreme Court.
the nation cannot be number two. Number two has no value.
That's true. Yeah.
The US is number one today. I'm talking economically, militarily. China is number two, but China has no value. If India has to be spiritually number one, they have to be also powerful nation, both economically, militarily, and spiritually.
Correct.
And that will happen because India has that talent. We have those people. And we are in the space age, which I'm seeing in future, which will also be an age where all the military will be from in the space market. I think India can lead the world.
Right. Wonderful. Absolutely. I mean, I completely go with your thoughts, and there is no iota of doubt about it. In fact, my next question would be about the title that you've been honored with, Rajarshi. Would you like to talk about that what's the mission and how it has been given to you?
So as I said, I came here at 75. It was my 75th birthday.
Yes.
And I was approached by one of the Shankaracharyas
Yes.
that we want to give you this title. First, I was skeptical that why a title? I never take titles. So they said, no, this is because you are going to sannyas.
Right.
And that got me thinking. And they say, because you are a billionaire already established, you are today's kings. Because kings don't have that wealth which you guys have created. And because they checked on me, my wealth is all legal.
Right.
So they said, you are a billionaire and you are a technopreneur, and you have also written many books on Hinduism.
Yes.
And you have traveled all over. You have made a movie. You have made a Buddha. You have made a movie Adi Shankaracharyas. You understand Adi also. So you are the perfect person to be given a Rajarshi title, which is Raja plus Rishi, which is contradictory to each other.
Yes.
But after 75, there is no contradiction. Because after 75, I am working for my next life, which is a Rishi role. And I already have the life of a Raja, which I don't have to leave. So I can Raja, the king, as well as the Rishi.
Yeah.
So this is something I found very interesting. Without leaving something, you add something.
Right.
So people say when you become a rishi, you leave the whole thing. Then no, don't leave anything. You keep whatever you have and value add over that.
Yes.
And that was, I think, the right way in my mind to live a life above 75. But so that's why I took this seriously.
Yes.
And I'm taking a very serious steps towards that. Okay.
Of course, I think the title very well fits to you, and you have rightly told us the meaning also of that. And now I feel in today's fragmented world where, people don't have time for each other, where faith and leadership sometimes feels disconnected. So I want to know that how spiritual thoughts and dharma can help us guide the governance and bring a global peace, according to you?
So I tell people I don't have a message. So I don't give a message. Right. I don't give advice. I am nobody's guru. Neither I want to do that. My life is something which should speak for itself.
Correct.
So as I said, I live alone. Whatever houses I have, they're all one-bedroom houses. And I get up early. I have my own thinking process. And I'm focused on myself. If you are not attached to anybody, then you could be a happy person. If you are attached to anybody,
right,
then if he does not give you the same attachment back,
right,
then somebody asked me what is love. So I said, love is where you give somebody the first position in your life. So you may give somebody a first position in your life,
Very well,
but he may not give you a first position in life,
Right.
and then your heart is broken. And that's why people get into miseries.
Yeah.
But if you are clear in your mind and you are also not what I call attached to God also. A lot of people put a statue and they get attached to God. And that also, then they find it's not God. So it may break their heart. So whatever is the myth you attach, and everything is myth, सारा माया है, तो उसमें you will bound to be, disappointed.
Right.
So I am trying to lead a life where I know my path, I know what is right,
Right.
and I also can correct myself. It's not that I know everything, but if whatever I know is right at that particular time, I want to do it, and
Very well.
I'm not worried about the result of what I'm doing.
Right.
So in this Adi Shankaracharya Gita, which I very much like, is written that the real karma yoga, what they say, ki you do the karma without the result, can only be done after 75. So till 75, you are always worried about the result.
Right.
This is that age of after 75 that you have done it all.
Right.
So you are not worried. You are not worried of the result. If it comes, well and good.
I wish a lot of people can understand to this sentiment and they can attach themselves to the thoughts that you have today, because they start giving up also after 75. I have no clue about that why, but I believe this podcast can bring a very fresh perspective towards how you have described that after 75 begins another life up to 100 or maybe beyond that.
Yes.
Yeah,
So after 75, the only thing you have to focus is your health.
Yes.
So what you eat, what you exercise you do, whatever type you live. And also I've created a company called Fountain Life, where it's in US, where we detect with the AI help any disease in your body, and that disease you can only detect if you do it every year, because this year you detect, next year again the disease can come. So body is so complicated,
Right.
and it hides the disease that by the time you come to know the disease, it's too late.
Right.
So they are fatal disease, whether it lead to heart, lungs, whatever it is.
Right.
So we have this company which is trying to do many tests on you, and they find your hopefully disease at that time, and hopefully they can cure it if they find it early. So that's one of the ways we are saying you live beyond 100. You don't kill yourself.
Wonderful. That's amazing.
So most of the people just kill themselves, and they say,
that's what I just said.
yeah.
Yes. Yeah. So, Dr. Modi, since you are described as the protector of Hindu Dharma, so how do you see yourself preserving that title, and especially when there is modernization and spiritual traditions both hand in hand?
So Hindu Dharma for me is modern. It's Sanatana. It is evolving.
Right.
It's not same. So the Hindu Dharma, philosophy of Hindu Dharma is, it changes with time. And that's why in Hindu Dharma, this philosophy of avatars are there. And every avatar is supposed to be representing a new evolution. And they say the last avatar was Buddha, which was the evolution of a knowledge society. Before that, people were killing each other.
Yes.
Then the next avatar is going to be Kalki, which is what you call the space society. And so the evolution of a society requires new kind of living.
Yeah.
And Hindu Dharma allows you that. It's flexible.
Yeah.
And you don't have to protect. The Dharma protect itself. But it's the other way around. If you are with Dharma, the Dharma will protect you. I don't protect Dharma. So whatever I do, the Dharma protects me. I don't, Dharma, how can you protect God, or how can you protect anybody? So it's a misgiving. But if you protect Dharma in your life, then Dharma will protect you. So if I live my life in a happy way, don't do things which is against living long. Most of the people kill themselves. They don't want to live beyond 100. Because they were never seen that beyond 100 you can keep on increasing your luxury also.
Right.
A lot of people are surprised that you are spending more money as you age. I said, why not? It's my money.
Why not is my question. Yes.
I cannot take the money up. So you are free to spend as much as you like.
Yes.
And you can live a life of a king.
Right.
If you are not attached with money also. And when you give attachment for money also. But you want to live a lifestyle which is the best in the world, which the technology and the society is there. And the God always likes some things which are beautiful. He created the world beautiful. And you must live a very beautiful lifestyle.
Yes.
So I think it's not I am protecting anybody. I am just living myself. And everybody is, I don't mind talking about myself.
Yeah.
If you want to ask me. If you don't want to ask me, good enough. Slowly, people will know.
But
I don't have to advertise myself, which is there. My life is there. I'm open here. I am not somewhere in here. So I'm right in front of you.
But your leadership speaks about that, which is interesting to know that it empowers the Hindus and the community through which you bring in faith, culture and service to them, which is, of course, not very normal to see in everybody. And especially, after you say that after a certain age, it is good to amplify and to understand that the Hindu voices and the Hindu sentiment that you're keeping while we have a dialogue with you. It's very interesting to know that, when you were at the age of 8, I also read that you were very much interested in reading a lot of religious texts, and that's how I believe you have inculcated.
I don't talk it as religious text, it's a knowledge text.
Okay.
It's understanding yourself. You are a human. So you want to know who am I?
Right.
And that only you find in what you call religious text.
Yeah.
Or those texts like Gita and all. The other text is to train you to do, earn money, to have life.
Right.
But who trains you for yourself, which continues with you same as when you are 7 and same when you are 75. You don't change. You are same.
Yeah.
And so that is something, once you realize that, then naturally you have to understand who you are. And that's why you have these texts. I don't call them religious texts. I call them knowledge texts.
Right.
And,
but it also
knowledge about human.
Right. But just as you've said, I agree with you. But it also brings some awakening. And, it also gets you that spiritual grounding that influences your decisions or makes you a better person or a human.
Everybody is spiritual. If you are a human, you are spiritual.
Right.
As simple as that. God has created you as a spiritual person.
Right.
Because God himself is spiritual. So when you are born spiritual, if you don't know you are spiritual,
Right.
that means you don't know yourself. And you scratch little bit of you and you say, I'm spiritual.
Right.
And that is what's happening.
Yes.
People think this guy may not be spiritual because he's involved in Bollywood or he's involved in this. Nothing to do with it.
Right.
It's very individualistic. So at the end, we all go to bed. We all have to sleep. We all have to find ourselves.
Right.
Talk to ourselves.
Yeah.
And that is common to everybody. So spiritual is not something which you have to get. It's inside you. You have to just be aware of.
So now after this, very well, you've put everything together. And of course, we get a very fresh perspective from you, how you have preserved the title very well. And let's talk about certain forums and organizations that also support the Indian culture, spiritual and heritage. And before we begin with that, we spoke about Princess Gauri. There is one more royalty, which is Arvind Singh from Merwar. I believe they had the same problem and the problem continued. So are you still seeing yourself helping them somewhere?
No, I know Arvind Singh ji well. I had a meeting with him in London.
Right.
He was very pained that his acclaimed temple has been taken away. They consider themselves as the custodian of the temple, not divan of the temple, not as the slave of the temple.
Right.
And when I talked to him about that, his eyes were nearly watery. I could see that, his pain in him. So I told him, I said, I can feel your pain, but what are you doing about it?
Right.
He said, Dr. Modi, what can I do? I said, that you have to decide. So he said, I'm waiting what happened to your effort with the Padmanabhaswamy.
Right.
Then he got sick and he died.
Right.
So I met his son also. The son is just 50, which is there, Laksharan. And he told me, and Dr. Modi, I want to work with you and all that. I said, don't work with me. Work for your tradition.
Yes.
Get your temple released. He said, how to do it? I said, unity brings the things,
Yes.
So let's unite the kings who have this pain.
Right.
And there are many temples. Most of the temples belong to the kings only.
Yeah.
It was during the emergency when Indira Gandhi, put the emergency. She took Privy Purse,
Yes.
and with that she took the temples also. It was by side, It was not something which she announced or planned.
Right.
It just happened.
Yeah.
Because she said Privy Purse was gone, temples are also gone.
Right.
And I've been fighting this for many, many years that the temples has nothing to do with the government.
Yeah.
But people thought, the government thought that they can do better with the temple. Because I don't want to mean, but one of the Prime Minister told me, look, Dr. Modi, look how we build the roads, how we build the temples, whether the king could have done it. I said, that's your job. You are now the building infrastructure is not taking care of temple.
Yeah.
That you are building it as part of tourism.
Right.
So what you have done is you have built the tourism for all these temple religious places for people to easily go there, and there are hotels built and all that, which is naturally a help. But temple is a very different thing than the infrastructure.
Right.
And I think it's high time that these temples are given back to society. this is one of my thing is there, but I'm not going to fight it out. They need to fight it out. It's their fight. I don't own a temple. I'm creating my own mutt. I can create a new temple. So I don't have to, fight for them. But if they fight, I'm with them, which is there. But for that, like Princess Gauri fought.
Right.
That's how I could help her.
Yeah.
If she's not fighting, how can you help her?
Correct.
So if they want my help, I can tell you in front of the camera also, Rajarshi is available. That's my job, to help them. And for something which is going to spread the message of Dharma.
Right.
So, and they are the one who have always said, that's why I'm making Hindu kings. These kings over the centuries kept India, the Hinduism alive. Otherwise, this country would have become Christian or become Muslim. The reason it is today 82% Hindus is because of these kings, which is there. Because they protect it. They never compromise on the Dharma.
Right.
They may have compromised for other things, neither with Christianity nor with Islam. So that's why these kings have a great service to the country.
Right.
And I think we owe them this gratitude, what they did or their forefathers did. And that I personally feel very gratitude by them. And that's why I'm saying, let's bring Hindu kings. May not be people who are from royalty, but also people who have created wealth and has started living like a king because of their own grit and their own, mind or whatever. So let's bring them together. Then you become a powerful people. Today, the government looks very powerful. But look at the people in the government. Most of them are poor, right? They have only created wealth, if some of them, through the politics, which is not a right wealth. The amount of salary they get and the amount of, facility they get. They are all still very, very poor. But because of the power can be converted into money, which they do sometimes, but which is not long term, because the next guy will come and, will open it up. So I think when you have wealth which is coming to you from your generations or from yourself, that is democracy, your wealth. And under law, that's your wealth. So the kings still have their wealth. Their palaces are theirs. So the government cannot just take them away.
And your humanitarian effort has definitely added a vision to that, which is wonderful. And in fact, also let's talk about certain organizations that you have already put, say like Global Citizen Forum and Hindu Solidarity 2020. So, these small efforts and these motivational things and forums like these, I'm sure will bring your vision, the kings and the queens that we talk about today.
So I've got this, as you said, Global Citizen. I started from Singapore in 2012 when I became citizen there. And this Hindu unity I started after I became Rajarshi. Because I wanted first to give a message and create a group. So we started as a WhatsApp group, but we'll expand it over time. And I feel that for that I need my own base. So I'm building my own Hindu city, which is near Delhi, near Rampur. And that city is based on Hindu values. I have a mutt there, which I have a hall there where more than 5,000 people can sit. We have got a teaching of this literature. And when I say Hindu, which Hindu? So I am focusing on Advaita Vedanta. Because oneness, no duality. That way, we are defining Hindus. Because Hindus can be divided in thousands ways. Because they have thousands of God. Everybody has his own God. This is okay. You can make anybody God. You can make your mother God. You can make any deity, which will be your local deity God. So these are all gods, but they are not real. Only visible God is such. So once we cut all that, won't say bullshit, but cut that, this thing about God, it becomes more clear to do your work. And it's not about charity or about humanity. We are human. So if I'm human, you are human, so naturally we have a connection.
It's wonderful to hear about the social causes and as we talk and your initiatives and your interest towards it. It's absolutely wonderful to know that. Slightly a different question from what we have spoken on the podcast so far. So when it comes to information, innovation and technology, you have been considered as first, just as, we began our podcast saying that. So how often you're also called the JV King, which is a joint venture king. So, in different countries, there have been from making India's first mobile call to launching the country's first mobile switching system. What is it all about, the vision, the confidence, and how do you bring these technological revolution together?
If India has to become a developed nation, it has to jump the technology. It cannot go the linear path which other nations go. So now I am focused on two new technologies. One is, as I told you, how to live beyond 100. And I think your body is supposed to live beyond 100 unless you yourself kill it with your whatever habits you have and not understanding your life.
Right.
So the second thing I'm working is to change the whole real estate market.
Right.
So today the real estate in India takes too much time to build, and we are in a rush to build these smart cities and all that. So I've got this new joint venture, or you may call it. It's a Habal 100.
Okay.
So 100 is my company, How to Live Beyond. So the Beyond 100
Interesting.
and Hebel, which is a pre-AC, pre-reinforced concretes, which makes the panels, your flooring just fits in.
Right.
The biggest time in building the factory is the floorings and the roofs. You have to cure it and all that. All that goes away. So the buildings will come very fast. So one is you live long and build fast.
Right.
Then only in my life I will see India is number one. Otherwise, it may happen much later. We don't have time. So that is my new technology, and that I'm working with Tatas and many people. So that is going to change the way the smart cities and Indian real estate will be built in future.
Right. That's amazing that you see India in a very changed way and talk about a groundbreaking thing like that. It's interesting to know your viewpoints on that as well. So Dr. Modi, recently I would say that you partnered with some global wellness leaders in US.
Yes.
And wherein, your inspiration is about wellness and longevity. So if we talk about anti-aging, so your recent field of shaping anti-aging has been there. Could you please shed some light on that and let us know what is...
So I think anti-aging and longevity is both same,
Right.
The human life, natural human life, if you have no disease, if you live well, you live a healthy life, is 125.
Yes.
That is a normal human life.
Okay.
Normally, people start dying at 7 or go slow till 70, 80. But it's not about living. It's living healthy but fit. People say, I'm okay, but he's not okay because he's not having that energy which he should have to live a proper life. So to live with the proper energy and all that, a lot of innovation is taken.
Right.
So these particular two things which I'm doing. One is I have a center in Rishikesh where we do yoga, Ayurveda, natural medicines.
Right.
And it's one of the best centers there. Second is, as I told you, we are doing a center in this Orlando, which is our Forte Life, which is we are also bringing it here now.
Right.
So for first 5 years, we developed the technology there, and now once it's developed, we are bringing it. I was one of the founder investor there, and that is to make you live by having your disease stopped even before the first stage.
Right.
So if you have cancer, and we found that cancer, let's say, even it has appeared in any of the things through AI, and which part of body, we can cure it. So the disease can be cured if it happens and you know about it.
Right.
And you have to live life also. So food is medicine. So all those things are known, how to live a healthy life. Right? Sleep is very important.
Yes.
So really you have to live tension-free life.
Yes.
If you have tension, you will spoil your own life. So it's not that you are spoiling anybody. So if you do anger, you are spoiling your life. So whatever you do, negative, will first affect you.
Right.
Then only it will affect others. So that you have to change.
So your central pillars of future healthcare is very predominant, that it's important to take care of yourself, your health, and then probably we talk about wellness and longevity.
Yeah, not only take care, know what is going in your body.
What is going in your body.
For that, you need to continuously test it. If you don't test your body, who knows what's happening? So today I may be fit, tomorrow after 1 year, they find a cancer in my body.
Right.
So you have to continuously monitor your body. You should be the CEO of your own body. If you can't manage your own body, how can you manage anything?
Right. True, yeah.
And for that, you have to be very conscious of your body. And there are symptoms, which you can see if something is going wrong. And as I said, it starts with sleeping, it starts with wrong eating. You may have issues. And you know you are eating wrong, but still you are eating. You know you are not supposed to smoke or drink, still you are smoking, drinking. So that means you don't want to live. That means you are talking that I want to live, but you don't want to live. You are not having sleep because you are stressful. There are many things, which affects you. Everything affects you. And that's why there are ways to avoid that.
Right. I would say that in your case, your curiosity more has actually helped us also in a way to have that global partnership for wellness and anti-aging, which I'm sure will benefit a lot of people.
That's the only thing important in your life.
Yeah.
Once you are dead, you are dead.
That's true. Yes, there's nothing after that. That's true. Yeah.
Because you may be most intelligent, most knowledgeable, most spiritual.
Right.
So what? You are dead.
Once you're gone, you're gone.
You're gone.
So, now that we've spoken about life, we've spoken about wellness, we've spoken about your global leadership across and anti-aging as well. Now we want to know that you've authored a lot of books. So what is your influence? What is the reason? And how did you come to that decision that you want to write books?
So I think the first book I wrote was called Performance, a Manager's Challenge. It's about hard work and work as a team and all that. And I took example of Modinagar there, which was a very successful venture. But it was a management book, but for the managers, not for the entrepreneurs.
So does it touch the life and business philosophy as well?
No,
or?
Not like a philosophy, but how do you, various forms, various what you call management tech tools to be able to work. So it showed a lot of tools of management and also basic things, which is there, which make you successful in business. So business has basically 4 pillars. So you have to keep your customer happy, customer side. You have to keep your employees happy, employee motivation. You have to get return on your asset, which is there, and you have to take care of your shareholder. So these are basics, So that book became very big success, and McGraw-Hill printed it. Then I wrote a book about Hinduism, and that was a very researched book. At that time, I had not done Adi Shankaracharya. I was doing research on basis of how the universe started and how the Brahma, Vishnu, Mahesh is the creator, destroyer, or preserver. How the evolution took place, how the various avatars came, and every avatar was a new, type of society. So all that is in that book. And what is symbolic, what is the Dharma में जो symbolism है, वो क्या है और actual क्या है. So I combined the symbolism with the science, which is there. So that was the book which made me famous with the Hindus, and it was released in Washington, with a gathering of nearly 20,000 Hindus. And suddenly people woke up, look, a businessman can write a book on Hinduism. The next book I have to write was India and Hinduism. That was me connecting what is the role of Bharat to become number one. So in that book, I compared the 3 major countries, which I said in 2000 will become the leader of the world, which is India, China, and US. And I said, what are the strengths of these 3 countries and how India will emerge or Bharat will emerge as number one and why it should emerge as one. Because only when it emerges as one, you will have the right peace in the world. Till then, these countries will keep fighting. So if you want to bring peace in the world, the only thing is the leader has to be peaceful, and that has to be Bharat. So that was the second book, which was very much appreciated, and Atal Bihari, at that time the Prime Minister, wrote the foreword. Then I wrote few things about one God and all those, UN and all. But then I came to know about Adi Shankaracharya and the Vedas. So this I started after I became Rajarshi. So then the first book I wrote on demystified Vedas on 100 pages, because I said people don't read this big Vedas. So just the key points. And then I took the Adi Shankaracharya Bhashyas of various books, and I did 5 books in English, which is Adi Shankaracharya's based on including the Gita. And these 5 books is totally, and I'm making another 20 books, because Adi Shankaracharya wrote so many things, but he wrote only Sanskrit and nobody understands it. I am bringing the whole literature in English and in a very concise manner. So most of the books I'm saying should not be more than 100 pages, whatever wisdom they have. And you can condense it. And most of the things they put Sanskrit, Hindi, English, as a note, just English, one language. Language should not be a barrier for knowledge.
That's true.
So I don't know how, now I realize that books not people read much. So I'm more focused on films. And even I realize the films also people don't see much. So I'm coming with this podcast, things like that. Well, this is the way to relate to people. Because nobody is interested in reading. But if you are with a celebrity, not myself, but with the celebrity, then through his following, they also see you, because he shows you that. And that is the way to sort of meet people. So you can't meet everybody yourself. So I'm finding new ways through IT and technology to connect with people worldwide and just tell them my story. I don't want to tell them what to do. As I said, I'm nobody's guru, nor I want to be. I'm a simple Rajarshi. So Raja is a simple man and Rishi is a simple man. And combination of 2 is also simple. So 2 simple become 1 Simple.
Right. No, absolutely fantastic. You've put it very well. And it's interesting to see that how a Hindu voice reflects on the US stage. What I'm about to say next is that you have been honored by the Congress, US Congress, as the Ambassador of Peace. How do you take that title? How you want to preserve it? And how multifaceted your journey has been? And how forward can you move with this?
No,
how do you want people to remember you as?
Well, as I said, I'm not dead yet. So,
of course,
people will remember a person only after death.
Yeah, with your legacy and, with your ideas, your innovation.
Well, I think they tell me there has not been a Rajarshi for millions of years. The last Rajarshi, they talk is Radha Janak, which is Treta Yuga at the time of Ram. So, it means that I have come at a time after thousands of years. So, if I am known as a Rajarshi, that's enough. Because there are no Rajarshis.
Right.
And so the first thing is that I live the title.
Right.
And I live why it was given to me. I don't forget it.
Right.
And I live this till my death, which is there. So I die as a Rajarshi,
right.
which would be, I think, very difficult. Because a lot of stones are thrown on people who sit on, these type of things, which they said why he can nominate himself to sit in who are Shankaracharya to give him Rajarshi? What is the government recognition of Rajarshi? What is the global recognition of Rajarshi? So there are a lot of things.
Right.
I don't give up. I know what is it.
Right.
So that's one thing.
Right.
Second thing, which was the biggest thing happened in my life, was in year 2000, with Ted, who was the founder of CNN. I knew him in New York, and we decided to do a summit of all the spiritual leaders of the world. And this was in year 2000 inside UN with Kofi Annan, who was there. And there we tried to bring them together. I did a lot of this togetherness. It didn't work because ultimately they say we are the best. So interfaith, I've done a lot of work in my life. And I started in 1990. Now I said, forget interfaith. Everybody is faith. Why should I worry about other person's faith? Let me focus on my faith and understand it and tell it. And if other people appreciate that faith, well, good. Rather than me trying to bring other faiths down. Right? So everybody should present his faith in a proper way.
Right.
So that's what I'm doing now.
And this is last but not the least, and this is how I would like to sum up the podcast by asking about you a very simple question: that what are those basic habits and principles that have been most important in helping you being the real you that you are today?
So I think I've also evolved over time. So as I said, I had a brahmacharya life, I had a grast life, I had a varpras life, and now I have a sannyas life.
Right.
And sannyas life, according to me, is my happiest part.
Right.
Because there I can do what I like and I live alone. And I think it's quite a release to my family that I don't bother about their time and I can live on my time. And if they want me, I always talk to them.
Right.
But I'm busy, and that is something which is fulfilling your life. If you are not busy in life, then I think you are not doing the maximum what you can do as human being.
Yeah.
So that way, I am at present have a big task that I know, and that task is very difficult because it has no defined road. I have to make my own road, my own path, and that is always something I have done because I'm doing innovative things. So now I'm doing social innovation, and that's what is most interesting because you are dealing with humans.
Right.
And especially, I know that the biggest change is coming through the women and technology. They are the only two big change. If you look at this last 25 years, the rest was there. The role of women and the role of technology, as we are going to space technology, is going to change everything.
Right.
And the real wealth is getting made through the space.
Right.
That will happen in telecom also.
Right.
So I think the world is changing very fast. We are taking of trillion-dollar companies, maybe more than that in future. So technology is going to play a role in a big way. We are looking at women going not only side by side, but even beyond man.
Right.
They are able to balance their personal life and business lives or their professional lives. So I'm very enchanted by that because when I started, that was not there.
Right.
So my father's time, women were not allowed to work here.
Right.
So I think this change I've seen in my own life and I'm seeing it moving very fast.
Right.
And I want to use that power.
That's phenomenal.
I want to use the power of women, and that's what the philosophy of Ardhanarishwar is there.
Right.
So I want to, with this philosophy of Ardhanarishwar, which is man and woman are equal.
Right.
and both are come together to create something which no individual can do it.
Right.
So I have to, whatever I do, future has to be, may not be one woman, but with the help of women in every field I have.
Right.
And people who know me, know my business, they realize, sometimes they say, I favor women more than men, which is not true. But women try harder. And that's why most of them come from a boy-preferred houses. So they are supposed to be, if they come to this level, that means they have worked twice hard than the men.
Right.
So you get a better person when you work with them.
It's phenomenal to hear that you want men and women to walk shoulder to shoulder, and with the global presence that you've made and such a thoughtful spiritual leader also, I would consider that you are, how you have beautifully put this podcast, and we've spoken about everything right from your joint ventures to you be tagging as the first man for telecom and technologies, how you have also the interface of anti-aging and wellness, which comes along with
Don't forget real estate. I'm going to be disruptive.
Yes.
So whatever business I get, I disrupt the present business.
Okay.
So I get into disruptive technologies. That's new.
Wonderful. So all these, it's like a conglomeration, I would say, bringing everything together. You've fantastically put this episode, and I'm sure the viewers are going to enjoy every bit of it. Thank you so much for taking out.
Thank you very much.